Hello everybody and welcome to the Leading Edge Detailing Online Training Academy. Today we're going to be talking about how to clean your carpets and upholstery using both a steam cleaner and water extraction and what the differences between the two are. A steam cleaner uses pressurized steam to clean the surface of the fabric or material, whilst a water extractor uses pressurized water to be squirted inside of the fibers, and then it will suck the water back out using a wet vac function. So fundamentally, they do work very differently, and ultimately for a successful detailing business, you will need both because each one of them will be a specialized machine in cleaning a specific function. The way that the steam cleaner works, it will work very good at cleaning the surface of the fibers of any material you're looking at cleaning. Obviously, you can use it to clean things like door jambs and engine bays and plastics, but for this tutorial, we're going to be looking at only cleaning upholstery, fabric seats, carpets and floor mats. And to a very small degree, we're going to be talking about the roof lining and door cards as well. So with a steam cleaner, you're looking at cleaning only the surface of the material, and it works amazingly well when you're looking at cleaning or removing surface stains that are caused by water. Sometimes on cars you see an outline or a ring of a mineral that has dried, and normally speaking that's what happens when you wet a fabric and then that water dries up, it leaves a stain. That stain will primarily be removed with a steam cleaner, where a water extractor is a way for you to remove embedded dirt and grime and spills from those fabrics. So if you're dealing with a spill of food, somebody spilled a milkshake, or you're looking at mud or dirt or grime or oil, the best way and the only way to clean that is using a water extractor, because that machine is going to squirt water into the fibers, and then hopefully that water with the IGL multi is going to dissolve whatever dirt is inside. It's going to suck it back out. A steam cleaner is the best machine to use when you're looking at quick cleaning, easy cleaning, quick drying times, and when you're dealing with surface staining only. Now let's look at how to use both of these machines. The first thing you're going to need is either IGL Interior or IGL Multi. Interior is not as strong, but it's not as aggressive as well. And IGL Multi is a fantastic product to use to put inside of your water tank for the water extractor. So that way you're not just spraying plain water inside of the fabrics and the fibers of the floor mat, you're spraying a cleaner. Finally, you also need a stiff bristle brush, and you can use any stiff bristle brush you want. You could use something big or small. This is just a little bit easier to hold on to, but I do have bigger brushes if I need. The next part of the cleaning process is to spray IGL Interior onto the surface of whatever you're cleaning and give it a good scrub with your stiff bristle brush. This will loosen up the dirt further and give you a better outcome. This step is not compulsory, but it is a nice to do step. So if whatever you're dealing with is not that dirty, you don't have to do this step, but if you do have a stain that is stubborn, you must do this step. It's going to help you a lot. Now we've fired up the machine. The machine is squirting the water and cleaning mixture inside of the fibers, and it's sucking it out immediately. What you want to do is you want to do one wet pass and another dry pass, so that way you don't have too much product left there that's going to eventually either lead to mold or the customer is going to just be sitting down or using a wet car. Once you have carried out your initial clean, inspect the fabrics and inspect the surface that you're cleaning to make sure that there are no stains. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but there is a stain right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some more IGL Interior, give this a scrub, and then I'm going to go over the whole floor mat again. There is something that annoys me that I have seen my staff do in the past, and that's that they get the water extractor and they just go and spray water everywhere. Not only does that dirty the entire car and look very unprofessional, it's pointless because you're spraying on top of the surface anyway, where if you put the machine down, it sprays into the surface and it contains the overspray using the nozzle itself. See how much more concentrated that is as opposed to that. So make sure you don't just spray it like that. Also, if you're spraying it for the purpose of having more cleaner, the cleaner that's inside of the water extractor is very diluted. You're much better off just spraying IGL Multi or Interior straight onto whatever stains there are, giving it a good scrub, and then immediately follow up with the water extractor. As a final step, and you can probably see how damp this is, go over the entire surface that you're cleaning again, just with the vacuum. So that way you suck out even more moisture, and then let this thing air dry. And that's it. That is how you clean using a water extraction machine. The exact same process can be used when you're cleaning seats, floor mats, and carpets, but the hard thing you're going to find is getting that nozzle in the right angle in tight spaces, especially under seats. Let's now look at the steam cleaner. The steam cleaning process is simpler and faster, but you're going to see why it's not the best for cleaning out embedded dirt. First of all, you don't use the directed spray nozzle because you want to spread the steam over. And before you use any sprayer, make sure to empty out the water that's built up into the hose, because if you're not using the steamer, the water will condense inside of the hose and you get water instead of steam. So make sure you get rid of all that water first outside of the car, not inside of the car. Second of all, you need to use a bigger tip for the steam. So this is a brush tip. There we go. So this way, the steam is spread out rather than directed into one spot. You need a microfiber cloth and put that on the side. Using your IGL Multi or IGL Interior, we're going to be spraying the fabric that we're cleaning, and we're going to be giving it a very good scrub with a stiff bristle brush. Make sure to focus on any particular stain. And then we're going to be squeezing the steam trigger and scrubbing the fabric that we're cleaning with the microfiber cloth. Be careful because this is hot, and eventually your microfiber cloth is going to get dirty. So you need to make sure to continuously move that cloth around so you're using a clean part of it. Otherwise you're going to be just spreading dirt around. So a new part, squeeze the steam. As you can see, it's getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner every time we do this. But because you're not cleaning the actual fibers themselves, you're going to be continuously doing this, and it's never going to be perfectly clean because you're ultimately only cleaning the surface of it. And this is how easy and simple it is to clean fabrics and upholstery using both a steam cleaner and a water extractor. Which one is right for you really depends on the kind of stain that you're dealing with, and also your environment and the condition of the car itself. You would have seen from the video that the steam cleaner was much faster to use, much faster to set up, and would take a lot less time to dry, as well as understand how it cleans the surface because you're scrubbing it with a microfiber cloth, where the water extractor will take much longer to dry and it's a bit harder to get to every area, but you're physically sucking out the dirt and grime from the fibers. So there's a place in both of them in your business, and I would recommend that you invest both in a steam cleaner. You don't have to get a massive steam cleaner, just big enough to do the job, and a good water extractor, which, as I mentioned in the earlier tutorial, I recommend the Pneumatic George. The process of cleaning the various carpets and floor mats is exactly the same. You need to be careful with Alcantara. You can still use a steam cleaner and a water extractor, but just be a lot more gentle in your approach because you don't want to scratch the Alcantara, but the exact same process with caution can be carried out. Also, be careful when you're using microfiber cloths on cream and white interiors or cream and white carpets. If you have a yellow cloth like this, you can easily stain that white fabric. So if you're dealing with white fabrics, use a white cloth. You don't have to use a microfiber cloth. You can just use any cloth, any cotton cloth, but make sure it's not colored because that color can easily transfer. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has been informative for you.